Hi, Tony from Bonner's Music here, reporting to you from California today. It's January 2016 and this is a very exciting day because this is the launch of the new Yamaha Montage Synth. I've heard it's behind some closed doors in the hotel over there, so I've been invited to a special presentation which I'm bringing you now. And remember, you can order one from Bonner's Music now, just pay £200 deposit, and that's refundable if you change your mind, but get your name in the queue. They start to ship in May. They will be in small quantities to start off with, so come and watch the demo with me, and then if you want to order one, check out our website which is in the description for this video, which is www.bonnersmusic.co.uk. So let's go and watch this new demo.
This is quite an important moment for Yamaha synthesizers, because finally, after we waited such a long time, we are going to launch a new synthesizer flagship called Montage. And as you know, it took a while, so because we all waited and waited, but it has its reasons, because there was quite a super big team at YCJ, in our headquarters in Japan, who programmed there for quite a while. So we had 10 engineers who worked in full time for over a year, only making the content. And beside of that, of course, it's a very new operating system behind, so we changed a lot from the old Motive series, and you learn a lot within this morning. So, but I would like to make it short as possible, because I have a very special guest today, which is Dom Zigalas. And I would like to pass over to Dom for the montage presentation. Enjoy.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. So, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Very nice to be here today to show you the new flagship synthesizer from Yamaha, the Montage. And I'm not very good with talking, so I'll start playing. So what's new about the Montage, and why is it so much better than the Motive and everything else, actually? I'm really excited because I have so many things to talk about. First of all, now we have the new motion control synthesis engine, which is really sophisticated and really powerful. And what this is, to be honest with you, we have two engines in this synth. So we have the AWM2 engine that was present, of course, in the Motive series, but now it's been updated, and now we have more than 5 gigs of wave ROM. Just to give you a perspective, the Motive, the latest XF, had 700 megs. So now we have almost more than 5 gigs. Also, we have built-in flash ROM. So now you can load your samples, you don't need to buy separate flash ROM. And we have a second engine as well, which is what everybody was waiting for, and it's here. It's the new FMX engine. So we have a real FM synthesizer with 8 operators. I'll talk to you about it in a second. So I just want to play a few more sounds so you can hear how it sounds. Now I have this sound that uses both engines at the same time, and both engines have 128 notes polyphony, so loads of power. So let me play it for you. So pretty powerful, And I can almost hear you asking, what are you doing there with this flashy space kind of knob? And this is one of the best features in Montage, in my opinion. This is the super knob, and it's a miracle. Basically, what it does is it allows you to control multiple parameters of the synth engines at once. So you can have like filters, envelopes, LFOs, anything you want, your layers, your zones, they can all be controlled in real time and with completely different parameters, so you can have completely different setups for every parameter. So it's really, really powerful, and I'll show you in a second how this will be useful. I'm going to play one more sound, which also has the actual new arpeggiators. And now we have 8 arpeggiators. So for 8 parts you can have arpeggiators. So let me play for you. So as you can hear, everything that you hear right now is real time. Nothing is programmed, it's all live. So that's the amount of power you get with the Montage. It's a real workhorse when you're going to play live, because everything you can control in real time with no problem. So let me show you a few of the sounds now that comprise like the AWM2 synthesis engine. So we have the new CFX piano sound, and I know that many people wanted this piano to end up in the Montage, and it did. So we have a very beautiful piano sound. So what's special about this piano? First of all, we have 10 dynamic layers. So very expressive, and it really reacts well when you're playing it. It feels like playing a real piano. Also, what's special about it is that you won't hear any looping before 10 seconds. So 10 seconds of pure audio, pure samples from a real piano, and after that you get looping, but 10 seconds are real audio. And it's like the biggest piano we've ever done. Like it's 3 times, by 3 times the largest piano that we've ever done in terms of samples. And I'm going to show you one more usage for the super knob in this patch. So I have this very cool CFX piano sound. And now with the super knob, I can layer an FM piano sound. So check it out. Seamlessly. So I can blend between the 2 engines like that fast. And okay, that's great, but if you're going to play the piano, you need both hands, right? No problem, because now we can connect the FC7 controller, and I can control the super knob like this. So easy as that. If you can't decide, you know, you should just do that. So, you know, again, amazing sounds, and that's because the waveroom has increased so much. Now I'm going to play you a few more sounds. Here's the new Rhodes Gallery patch. So really organic sound, you can hear the key off noises, brand new content. And now, that's a good occasion to show you the new scenes. So the scenes are like, I would call them like snapshots of the sound, so you can have different effects, different you know, settings for each scene. So with the same sound, I can get like different variations. So that's very, very cool, especially when you're playing live. So I can have this sound, then I can go. So it maybe this is my solo sound because it has a bit more attack. And this is a bit more my intimate sound. And I can also have just the key noises. So very, very cool sounds. And we have more actually in there. We have the new motion sequencer, which is basically complete customizable control sequences. So basically you can have all the parameters of the synth engine controlled by this motion control synthesis. And this sounds really, really nice. It can create really nice and animating sounds. So basically what's happening with most synths is you can use LFOs, you can use envelopes, but they still sound a bit static. With this one you can have completely different soundscapes because you can program it and you can program everything, all the parameters. So I want to play you a sound that combines the motion sequencer and the ARPs. So you can see how many sounds, how many layers I had, like synths, guitars, everything controlled in a different way, filters, you know, I could switch off layers just by using the super knob. And of course the motion sequencer and the ARPs help a lot in creating very, very complete arrangements. So, more sounds, because that's what matters in a synth. Amazing new string sounds. Let me play you this very cool patch here called Seattle Sections. And what the super knob does here is it adds a layer of solo strings along with the section, and that's very cool because actually that's a very cool trick. Most film composers use that. If you have, like strings, you might want to layer them with solo strings so they sound a bit more realistic. So that's very cool. And of course, I have my signable buttons here, so I can go. So very, very, very complete string sounds. Also. Big horns. Very dynamic again. And what's very cool, especially when you're playing live, is that now when you switch between sounds, you don't hear any interruption. So you can flip between patches, no problem. So let me show that. So, I just changed to a completely different patch with like so many layers, with strings, with woodwinds, with like a glockenspiel, and still works. Also, very nice cinematic sounds like. And again, the super knob helps so much because then I can introduce strings, then I can morph into a choir, then I can go into a pipe organ and blend them all together. So it can be through all those stages. So again, the sound does not remain static. You can change it on the fly. And Now let's talk about the FM engine that everybody has been craving for, everybody has been asking for a real FM synth, and here it is. So we have an FM synthesizer powered by the FMX engine with 8 operators. Also, now the operators not only have the sine waves, but they have 7 spectral forms, and we have 88 algorithms, so that you can connect your operators and do any configuration you want. So you can get like those classic FM sounds. And you can see how much control and expression I have over the sound. Because not only I have my mod wheel, not only I have all those great encoders here with LEDs, my faders with LEDs, but the super knob gives me lots of control. And I think that's where it shines the most, is FM synthesis. Because, let's face it, FM synthesis has so many parameters, so many of them. You can create amazing sounds, but controlling it in real time, very hard, until now. Because now, you can set up several parameters at once and control them in different amounts with a super knob. And that's in my opinion, that's the first time that FM synthesis is usable real time, so you can perform real time with FM sounds and actually tweak them. So that's, yes, you can do FM sounds, but controlling them in real time, you need the super knob and all the controls that the Montage gives. So I'll play you another sound. This time it has a motion sequencer, so you can see how it animates the FM engine. So if I turn it off, you see it animates all those parameters, and I can see what all those different layers of sounds that I have, just controlling all those FM sounds and parameters. So no more boring sounds. Imagine, I think this machine is a sound designer's dream. If you can't create a sound on this machine, I don't know, there's something wrong. So, alright, now let me move on to some other very cool features, and that's sidechain. And everybody who does electronic music or EDM music, house music, or basically any type of pop music, you know what sidechain is and how invaluable that is. So we have this function built into the Montage. So now you can sidechain any internal sound to another sound. And I'll show you how it works. So I have this synth sound here. Of course, I can animate it with the super knob. And here I have a kick drum. So check what happens. Immediately, I have this sidechain sound straight away. This is, invaluable. You can't do without it in electronic music. You need sidechain, and that's built in. And you can use it with many effects, and you can route it however you want. But we don't stop there. Let me see if this works. Yes, it works. Because you can also use the sidechain function through an external source. So right now I have my iPad right there playing a kick drum loop. Let me play it for you. It goes through the inputs. And now I can sidechain my montage sound using this trigger. So let me show you how it works. Without the sidechain, very very killer feature, because now imagine the possibilities if you're playing live, for example. So you might have a feed from your kick drum, from your drummer, feed it through the montage, and immediately you have really tight sidechain without the need for external effects. In real time, no problem. Or you can feed the input from a drum machine or from a DAW straight away, and all the engine, all the actual sounds that you play are sidechain. You can choose, of course, if you don't want a sound to be sidechain. And I already hear the question, okay, very cool, but we could hear the kick drum. You don't want to hear the kick drum, of course, from the instrument. So, no problem, you can do that. I'll show you how it works. So, no sidechain. And I'll start turning on the input gain and see what happens. So very easy and very efficient when you're playing live, because you can control how much the sound will be ducked. You know how much attenuation I'll have in the compressor, or I can just turn it off and just say, okay, I don't want a sidechain at this part. I'll just leave it clean. So very, very cool function, and producers will find this very, very usable in their setups. Also, we now have a new follower envelope. So the envelope follower is a very cool function, because what it allows you to do is it allows you to synchronize parameters from the instrument to an external input. And that's very, very nice, because you can basically program anything you want. And I'll show you how it works. For example, I have this, normal EP sound here, and now I'm going to switch to a different loop. Okay, great. So let me play it for you. It's just a drum loop. Check what happens. So what it does is it uses the envelope from the drum loop to trigger my wah-wah in sync. And not only that, I can also say I want to synchronize my whole tempo from the montage to an external source. So I can have my drummer playing and he can't keep the tempo. Sometimes it happens. You can synchronize the engine to your drummer's playing, and you will do it in real time. The only thing you have to do is select your tempo source to be the A to D input. Very, very cool. So, let me talk to you about some of these cool updates that we have. We have now 16 dual inserts. So if you are a previous Motif user, you know that we had 8 up to now, which was very, very powerful. But now we have 16 dual inserts, so that means 32 inserts at once. So that means, effectively, you don't have to plan and say, okay, I'm going to use my best inserts for these very important sounds. No, now you can use these cool effects on all 16 inserts, which is very, very nice. Also, another thing that I was very, very excited when I found out that it exists in this instrument is that now we have a brand new converters. So the pure analog circuit, which basically is a new generation of converters that deliver very clean and warm sound. So you get the best out of the engine that you have in here, and also balanced outputs. Love that. Okay, now some things that I can't show you here but are very, very cool is the USB interface that we have built in. So we have 16 channels of audio that you can send straight to your DAW and record at the same time. So basically all your sounds you can record straight away to your DAW. Also you can send back 3 stereo tracks, of course MIDI, and because it's class compliant you don't need any drivers. So it will work also with your iOS devices like iPad, no problem. So this can work as an audio interface. Very, very cool. For live players, we have the live sets that are very, very easy to program now. So basically, if you like a performance, you just hit a button and you can store it into one of the slots very easily. You don't have to copy, you don't have to rename, it's there. You can also have little notes and write notes underneath your presets. You can also color code them. So for example, I like my FM sounds to be green. I don't know why. I like my acoustic sounds to be purple. So very easy to navigate when you're playing on stage and you don't have, you just need to be visually very convenient and just see everything right at your fingertips. So very, very powerful in this respect as well. So I don't have much time, but I try to show you the very, very cool things that we have in there. So who would love this instrument? Basically everyone that does music. So producers, because it has amazing sound, so now you don't have to reach to your sample libraries anymore. You can immediately program your sounds, and the actual sound quality is very, very, very good, and the sound design capabilities are amazing. So imagine that you have so much control. That means your sounds are going to be different than anybody else. So who else? Live players. You can switch between sounds straight away, no problem. You have so many slots that you can store your sounds, and all these controllers make you really give you lots of power when you're playing live. Also film composers, amazing acoustic sounds, orchestral sounds. Very, very cool, great soundscapes. So I hope you liked it. I'm going to play a final sound, and if you have any questions, please let me know. I'll try to answer it. Thank you so much. All right. Thank you so much.
So there you have it, that was Yamaha's launch of the brand new Montage keyboard. Sounded fantastic. I've also got my hands on one as well, so I'll be bringing some more in-depth videos to you very soon. But in the meantime, if you want to put your name down for one, just pay £200 deposit. It's refundable if you change your mind between now and it being shipped, but best thing to do is get your name on the list, because with all new keyboard launches, there's always a waiting list and stock is in very short supply. So I hope you enjoyed that demo. Give us a call if you want to know any more information about the Montage, or check out our website for pricing, and that's bonnersmusic.co.uk. And I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.